My wife, Jessica, is the epitome of what one would call the perfect woman. She's quiet, kind, and stunningly beautiful, a dream for any man. Unsurprisingly, I was smitten with her the moment I saw her. Jessica always seemed to be quite shy. She wasn't big on physical affection and rarely kissed me. We come from deeply religious Christian families in a region that takes faith seriously. Unlike my family, however, her parents were strict adherents to the holy doctrine. Their intense religious fervor led Jessica to adopt a very traditional view of religion and the role of women. I always thought her reserved nature was due to her upbringing. Sometimes, she seems almost robotic. She's pleasant and kind to everyone she meets, but occasionally, I catch her sitting silently, staring off into space as if she's somewhere else. Over the years, I accepted this as a part of her personality. She refused to see a psychologist, insisting that this was just who she was. That was until about 2 months ago when everything changed. Jessica found out that her best friend from high school, Amanda, was moving back to our town. I had never seen her so animated and full of life. I was genuinely happy for her, thinking she needed a close female friend to reconnect with. Jessica, who usually preferred staying home, suddenly began going out as much as possible once Amanda arrived. It was as if she had become a completely different person, but in a positive way. She appeared more vibrant and lively, and I had never seen her smile as much as she did when talking about meeting Amanda for coffee. I'm sure she isn't cheating on me with Amanda. Jessica is a terrible liar, and her behavior towards me hasn't changed. I won't lie, a few days ago, I started feeling jealous. It bothered me that Amanda was the reason for Jessica's newfound cheerfulness and constant attachment to her phone. Out of sheer curiosity, I checked Amanda's Facebook profile 3 days ago. Some of her photo albums were public, and as I browsed through them, I found numerous pictures of Amanda and Jessica from their high school days. In many photos, Amanda hugged Jessica like they were more than just friends. In some images, they held hands or gazed at each other with radiant smiles, expressions Jessica never shows with me. Jessica's family is notoriously homophobic, although Jessica herself has never said anything negative about gay people. In hindsight, she avoided the topic altogether, which makes sense now. I'm torn about whether to confront her because I'm unsure if I'm overreacting or if she's actually in love with her old high school girlfriend. One thing I know for sure is that she only seems truly happy when she's talking about Amanda. I decided to confront Jessica about the photos with Amanda from high school. Everyone who commented on the post assured me they were most likely just friends, which made me feel more at ease. I thought I was overthinking things. But when I showed Jessica the photos, she started to breathe fast, as if she were having a panic attack. I helped her calm down, but she got upset because I had snooped on Amanda's Facebook. I knew she was trying to change the subject, something she loves to do. So, I got serious and told her to talk. After several long minutes of trying to change the topic, she finally came clean. She admitted that she and Amanda used to be a couple in high school and had been friends since kindergarten. They kept their relationship a secret, pretending to be just best friends, until Jessica's parents found out and beat her, separating them. Amanda moved to the capital that year, and they never saw each other again. However, from what Jessica said and showed, they never stopped loving each other. At some point during the conversation, Jessica stopped calling Amanda by her name and started calling her Mia more, without realizing it. That hurt me deeply because in all the years we've been married, she never called me that. I asked if she was cheating on Amanda and me. She swore they never kissed or did anything physical, but I'm sure she's emotionally cheating on me. Jessica doesn't understand that concept, so she genuinely believes she's not doing anything wrong. Amanda never wanted to meet me or come to our wedding because she hated seeing her love married to a man she didn't like, living a lie. Ouch. I asked Jessica if she loved me, and she said yes, but like a best friend. My wife friend-zoned me. She cried a lot, saying she was sorry for lying to me. When we met, we clicked as friends, and her parents insisted she marry me so she could heal. That explained why she never liked to hug, cuddle, or do anything romantic with me. It wasn't because she was shy, but because she didn't want me in that way. I wanted to lose my temper and yell at her. I wanted to cry and even run away because I had been patient and empathetic all the times she rejected my affection, and I felt so alone. I've spent years thinking maybe I'm a terrible husband and was mistreating her without realizing it, feeling insecure about my personality. But she assured me I was never the problem. I didn't cry or yell. I just left the house and came to my brother's place. We didn't talk about divorce or anything like that. Jessica doesn't see any problem with what she did with Amanda. But I know I don't want to spend my life in a loveless marriage with a woman who will never love me back. I'm sorry for the long post. I'm just venting at this point. I feel like I wasted all my youth. I didn't expect to update so fast, but I needed to talk about this. It's not like I don't feel bad for her, I do, but now I feel even worse for myself. I returned home the day after my last update, and Jessica was lying on the couch. As soon as I walked in, I blurted out, "We're getting a divorce." It might not have been the most discreet way to say it, but I didn't want her to divert the conversation. She has this annoying habit of changing the subject whenever I discuss serious matters, and I was determined not to let that happen this time. Jessica was caught entirely off guard. She started crying and then had an anxiety attack, repeatedly saying that we couldn't divorce and that I couldn't do this to us. What hurt the most was when she said, "There's no point in us breaking up. The fact that I don't love you doesn't change anything." That hit me hard because, in a way, it was true. Our relationship had always been like that, her treating me like just a friend, and me accepting it, convincing myself it was due to shyness or traditional values, and pretending it was normal. She kept insisting that she had never cheated or done anything wrong. Even after I explained emotional cheating to her again, she still didn't understand. I told her that since she's not even attracted to men, there's no point in staying married. We need to be suitable for each other. I asked her if she still loved Amanda, and she didn't deny it. She kept saying we shouldn't divorce. I could understand her desperation, but it made me feel used, like I was just her convenient cover, someone she could use as a shield. I felt like a loyal dog, happy with the smallest token of affection. But I don't need her signature to get a divorce, so we're breaking up even if she doesn't want to. I told her I wouldn't put her to anyone. But if people asked, I'd say to the truth while avoiding the topic of her sexuality. The land and most of the house are mine, inherited from my grandfather. Maybe I'm harsh, but I told her I wouldn't give her anything because it's all mine. At that point, she just looked sad and defeated. She didn't even argue. I'll consult a lawyer to make sure I'm handling everything correctly. I told her she could stay until December, and she said she'd probably have to move back with her parents. That made me feel bad because her parents are awful people. But she's still in contact with Amanda, so she's not alone. The conversation ended awkwardly, with me just leaving. For now, I'm staying at my brother's house. I have some time since he and my other siblings are out of town for a concert. I haven't talked to Jessica since that day, and she hasn't tried to contact me. But I know she told her parents about the divorce because they wanted to talk to me and ask why we were divorcing. I told them, these are things that need to be resolved only between her and me. I don't owe them any explanations. They never liked me much anyway, and this is something Jessica and I need to handle ourselves. This will probably be my last update because I plan to cut off contact with Jessica after the divorce. Thankfully, we don't have any children. Sometimes, she discussed having a baby, and I said I wasn't ready. Maybe some of me already knew she wasn't the right person for me. So, we don't have anything that ties us together. I've been seeing a psychologist since childhood, which has helped me manage my emotions. Many people in the comments said I shouldn't have empathy for her, but we're both broken people suffering from religious trauma. I know how badly that can mess with someone's mind and heart. Despite everything, I feel sorry for her because I know she's hurting too. Some people were confused about why I stayed with her when she didn't love me romantically. I don't know. Maybe I always justified her actions because I felt a kindred spirit in her. I may have a hero complex, or my sense of duty is too strong. I felt tied to her, responsible for making her happy as her husband, even if she always rejected my romantic love. That's something I'll work on with my psychologist. I also received questions about why I married her in the first place. She said, we should marry. I was immature and young then. Because we got along well, it was a good idea. I believed in the fairy tale that marriage would work out if we were good friends. For now, I want to finalize the divorce and then spend time with my family. In general, I feel numb and strange. I haven't cried yet, and in my session yesterday, my psychologist told me he thinks I already grieved the relationship a long time ago without realizing it. I don't feel like I lost a wife, but like I lost a close friend and companion, not heartbreak pain but betrayal pain. Anyway, I don't want anything to do with her anymore. Maybe I'm a terrible person for abandoning her, knowing the type of life she had, but I can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved, and I'm tired of trying. For now, I will say goodbye, not to the woman I saw as the love of my life but to a woman who was a good friend and helped me for years. I want to clear up some misunderstandings and assumptions about my situation. Firstly, I didn't marry Jessica because I wanted a submissive partner. We were like best friends, which attracted me to her. Some comments have suggested I wanted a housewife, but that's far from the truth. I often encouraged her to work with me, get a job, or continue her education. She never wanted to, and I didn't push because we were financially stable. It was always about her finding her happiness and path. I wasn't going to open the relationship for her. I've come to realize that I deserve much more. I had already given up too much for her and wasn't willing to sacrifice my life and happiness any longer. Some people may accept a loveless marriage, but not me. Not anymore. I deserve someone who loves me for who I am, not someone who sees me as a convenient cover for their true feelings. Help her. Be generous in the divorce. How do you help someone who doesn't want to be helped? For years, I tried to support, understand, and help her. Now, all I hear are the terrible things she did behind my back, things I don't even want to think about. It's exhausting. I can't keep sacrificing my well-being for someone who doesn't care about mine. It's not about generosity but about protecting myself from further harm. She used you because she was afraid of coming out. I understand that fear, but did I deserve to be used? To have her spend my money on gifts for her best friend? No. We live in a progressive country, and one of my sisters is a happily married lesbian. I would have supported Jessica if she had been honest with me. But she chose deception over truth, and that's where my empathy runs out. I don't deserve to be a pawn in her game of hiding her true self. We married, and she had many opportunities to tell me the truth. Instead, she watched me struggle with insecurity and self-doubt while insisting we should have a baby. Now, I realize she wanted a child to secure her position in case of a divorce, knowing she never worked or studied. It's heartbreaking to think she saw our potential child as a bargaining chip rather than a shared joy. Her best friend has a wife and a baby, so no, Jessica isn't with her, and the situation is even more complicated. I don't want to get into that mess, but it's clear Jessica's attachment to this friend has caused a lot of pain and confusion. Jessica keeps insisting she never physically cheated on me, and I believe her on that point. But emotional betrayal is still betrayal, leaving a deep scar. I also suffer from religious trauma. Trauma doesn't make you a wrong person. It profoundly affects your psyche, but it doesn't excuse using someone else's life and love as a shield for your fears. Jessica and I both carry the burden of our religious upbringing, but that doesn't excuse her actions. I've been working through my trauma for years, and I expected the same effort from her. No one coerced Jessica into our marriage. In my country, forced marriages are unheard of. When I asked her why she was eager to marry, she explained that her parents believed marriage would help her heal and that I was the right man for her. I went along with it, trusting our bond and friendship. It was merely her way of escaping her truths. For those wondering about the outcome, I am proceeding with a divorce. It's a drawn-out and complex process but essential for my mental health. I am retaining ownership of the house, the car, and everything else. Is that selfish? Perhaps. However, I've prioritized her needs over mine for too long. It's time I focus on myself. I've worked hard for everything, dedicating my life to creating a home. Jessica is now living with her brother. She never inquired about my welfare, even after I left our home upon uncovering the truth. Initially, I reached out to see how she was, but she showed no concern for my feelings. Recently, I suffered a mental breakdown when she persisted in sending texts about reconciling and starting a family. I never wanted a child under our strained circumstances, yet she continuously pushed for it. She argued that her lack of love shouldn't matter and that I should stay in the marriage for her benefit. It dawned on me then that she was merely trying to induce guilt. I wasn't even a person to her, perhaps not valued as much as a pet. So, I blocked her number. I know she feels lost because she has no career or financial independence, but I always encourage her to pursue her goals. Frankly, I'm exhausted by the entire ordeal. I no longer care about her future actions. My therapist has pointed out her narcissistic tendencies, helping me understand the situation better. I'm ready to move forward because I deserve better and fear being manipulated. This ordeal has been draining yet empowered me to appreciate my worth and happiness more than ever. For the first time in many years, I am putting my interests first. I'm eager to put the past behind me and begin anew, free from the shackles of a loveless and deceptive marriage. Whether Jessica finds her path or continues battling her inner demons is no longer my concern. My focus is on my healing and joy. I deserve to be loved for who I am, not used as a cover or provider. My path forward is now clear, and I'm prepared to walk it alone if that's what it takes to achieve peace and genuine happiness. I have reached a significant milestone. I am now officially divorced. It's a result I never envisioned when I first said, I do, yet here I stand on the other side of a legal procedure that, surprisingly, wrapped up more quickly than I expected. In my country, a single signature can dissolve a marriage, and just like that, a chapter of my life that seemed so enduring has closed. It's astonishing how quickly the bonds that tie can be undone, leaving behind a feeling of freedom mixed with a touch of sadness. As Jessica came to grips with the reality of our divorce, she launched a campaign to muddle the waters, spreading stories of infidelity and betrayal to anyone who would listen. Initially, I tried to keep things civil, opting to cite irreconcilable differences as the reason for our split. However, Jessica's love for drama seemed limitless, and her narrative soon cast me as the antagonist in our story. At this point, however, I find myself oddly detached from her antics. I've spent too much energy trying to make sense of her actions, looking for reason in her complex behaviors. Now, I'm done engaging in her games. Jessica's actions became more unpredictable, including unrequested visits to my home and a flood of calls and messages. Confronted with her constant pressure, I handed over some of our furniture and appliances, even though I had paid for them all. At that moment, I just wanted her out of my life for good, and if yielding to her demands meant peace, then it was a small price to pay. She might have played the homemaker role, but I believed she deserved something in our separation. Emotionally exhausted, I sought closure more than anything. Since our divorce, Jessica has openly embraced her true self, publicly dating and living with an older woman. I wonder if she had always hidden her true identity from me. However, dwelling on her deceit doesn't help me heal. Her life is hers, and if her new authenticity brings her peace, that's for the best. When my sisters learned of Jessica's new relationship, they were outraged and wanted to confront her. Yet, I urged them not to stir further trouble. I've uncovered disturbing truths about Jessica's past behaviors but choose not to linger on those dark chapters. I feel foolish for ever trusting her completely. I sincerely hope Jessica finds the happiness she desperately sought during our marriage, freeing herself from the unhappiness that tied her to me. As for her former close friend's current situation remains unknown to me. My sister keeps a distant connection with the friend's spouse, but there's little communication. It's a complex situation, and I prefer to avoid further complications. Post-divorce, I've embarked on a challenging path of self-recovery. It hasn't been easy, but each day brings me closer to regaining the sense of identity I had lost. I refuse to be portrayed as a mere victim in this narrative. Supported by a steadfast family and friends network, I am rebuilding my spirit during these uncertain times. I'm confronting the abusive dynamics that once dominated my life, both emotional and physical, determined not to let them define my future. Since our separation, I've rekindled old friendships and started new ones, enjoying the liberty of being single. While marriage took away some of my best years, I am now making up for lost time. I've found companionship with a woman whose vibrant nature matches mine. Our budding relationship is light, free from heavy expectations, offering me comfort and understanding that was missing in my marriage. Looking back, Jessica's reluctance for closeness was a sign of deeper issues, a truth I've come to terms with. Although it may seem minor, I am compelled to share this update to prove my resilience. Despite the setbacks, I remain committed to personal growth and discovery. Every day poses new challenges, but with the solid support of my loved ones, I continue forward, resolute in my journey. In the months following our divorce, Jessica and I moved on, each heading toward new life chapters. As I adapted to being single, Jessica's journey unfolded with its own highs and lows, marked by triumphs and challenges. For Jessica, life post-divorce was a test of her resilience and fortitude. Freed from the constraints of our marriage, she threw herself into a new life with zeal, sometimes bordering on recklessness. However, underneath her apparent liberation was a turmoil of mixed emotions, a battle with uncertainty and self-doubt that sometimes seemed overwhelming. In her search for self-identity, Jessica found temporary comfort in a new relationship, a connection that initially seemed to ease her inner struggles. But the initial thrill eventually gave way to the realization that natural healing had to come from within, not from the presence of someone else. As time passed, Jessica took a deep dive into self-exploration, addressing long-standing personal issues and confronting the unresolved conflicts of her past. This journey of introspection helped her gain clarity and purpose, allowing her to engage and start overcoming her deepest fears. With each new day, Jessica moved forward with determination, engaging in activities that sparked her interest and brought joy and spending time with close friends who supported her through her transformation. Despite her progress, Jessica's path to self-realization could have been smoother. There were moments filled with doubt and pain when life felt overwhelmingly tricky. Yet, it was during these low points that she discovered the true strength of her character, emerging more robust and centered. Time has brought me a sense of peace and a deeper understanding of myself. In the aftermath of our split, I found comfort in the support of friends and family and the simple joys of daily life. Day by day, I grew more robust and more confident, realizing that my value isn't tied to past failures but to my future potential. The scars from our marriage remain, but they now remind me of my capacity for growth and resilience. As Jessica and I ventured on separate paths, we pursued our definitions of happiness and fulfillment. Though our shared journey has ended, the lessons learned and memories made continue to influence our lives, guiding us toward a future filled with hope and new possibilities. As the dust settled on the dissolution of our marriage, the lives of those intertwined with ours took unexpected turns. Among them, Jessica's best friend from high school, Anna, emerged as a figure of quiet strength and resilience. In the aftermath of our separation, Anna became a cornerstone of support for Jessica, providing unwavering encouragement and companionship during her most challenging times. Despite the distance that had once seemed impossible, their friendship strengthened in the face of adversity. Anna remained steadfast in her commitment to Jessica's well-being, offering a listening ear and a shoulder to lean on whenever needed. As Jessica ventured into her journey of self-discovery, Anna was beside her, a beacon of light amid the stormy seas of uncertainty. In the following months, Anna's life underwent significant transformations. Inspired by Jessica's courage and resilience, she found the strength to face her challenges and rekindle her long-dormant aspirations. With renewed determination, Anna enrolled in night classes to pursue a career in social work, a path she had longed to explore but never dared to pursue. As she immersed herself in her studies, she discovered a passion for helping others, a purpose that had eluded her for so long. As Anna advanced on her path of self-discovery, she found solace among kindred spirits and fellow travelers on the road to personal growth. Together, they navigated the twists and turns of life, comforted by the knowledge that they were not alone. Despite the uncertainties ahead, Anna faced the future with optimism and resilience, equipped with the strength and courage she had developed. As for me, I found comfort in the simple joys of everyday life, surrounded by loved ones who provided constant support and companionship. Although the scars from our failed marriage lingered, I emerged from the experience with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, I looked to the future with renewed optimism and hope, ready to face new challenges with the courage and resilience fostered by the support of those around me. Another key figure during this time was Jessica's brother, Michael, whose unwavering loyalty and steadfast support were invaluable to Jessica and me during the darkest days of our divorce. As our marriage unraveled, Michael stood as a pillar of stability, offering wise counsel and a listening ear as we navigated the turbulent waters of separation. Michael played a crucial role in Jessica's life after her divorce, providing constant support and companionship as she embarked on her new path. With his quiet strength and resilience, he remained a steadfast pillar of support in her times of need. In my corner, my sister, Rachel, emerged as a comforting presence during our divorce. With empathy and understanding, she was always there to listen and provide support as I navigated the rocky path to singlehood. In the following months, Rachel became not only a confidant but also a companion in both large and small adventures as I rediscovered myself post-divorce. Together, we created new memories, shared laughter and tears, and found comfort in the enduring bonds of family. My journey through a tumultuous divorce reveals layers of complexity, shedding light on the truths about my ex-wife, Jessica, and our intertwined past. Initially captivated by her reserved nature, I grapple with her emotional detachment and abrupt changes upon reconnecting with an old high school friend. Discovering their previous relationship unleashes feelings of betrayal and prompts a profound journey of self-reflection. Throughout this experience, I navigated a spectrum of emotions, from jealousy and insecurity to empathy and resilience. Despite the turmoil, the steadfast support from my family and friends provided comfort and facilitated personal growth. At the same time, Jessica pursued her own path of self-discovery, confronting the realities of newfound independence and long-suppressed truths. Key secondary characters, such as Jessica's loyal friend Anna and my supportive sister Rachel, provide guidance and comfort during these challenging times. Their involvement highlights the importance of friendship and family support during adversity, shining as pillars of strength and stability. As the narrative unfolds, Jessica and I grow from the remnants of our failed marriage, gaining clarity and strength. While scars from our past experiences persist, we step into the future with hope and determination, equipped to face new challenges. Through moments of pain and victory, we learn about the transformative power of introspection and the enduring power of connections. Ultimately, our story underscores the complex nature of love and relationships. It illustrates how, despite the hardships, there is room for healing and renewal, affirming that even in the darkest times, there is potential for a brighter, hopeful future.